on until you get what you want. A lot of the times in sales calls, when I'm watching the calls of my QSA Live members and I'm reviewing them, which we do in the QSA Live program, I see that the closer, one of my students, they ask a question, the prospect gives a vague answer. For example, when they ask about the prospect's finances, and the prospect gives a vague answer and the closer just accepts it and moves on, but they don't get the answer that they're looking for. You have to understand one thing. We ask questions with intent. There is a purpose behind asking the question, to gather intel, information, so we can help the prospect better and we know which package is best for them in terms of like financially and all the other stuff depending on their current situation and their goals. So if you don't get that answer, you need to ask it again in a different way. So do not move on before you get the answer that you are looking for. If you want to know about their goal and they start talking about their dog, listen to them a little bit, make them feel heard and understood, and then ask the question again, maybe in a different way. And keep asking it until you get the answer. Unless you get resistance from their side that they don't want to answer it, then you can do two things. You either move on with the call, you make sure that you put it in your note as a checkbox. I already taught you guys how to do this, how to make notes. Put that question in the checkbox so you know that by the end of the call, it has to be checked off. You have to ask it, and then you can build some more trust and authority throughout the call, and then you can ask it later on and they will give you the answer. Or number two is you can clarify why you're asking this question. And when you clarify why you're asking this question, it's gonna make sense to them. So for example, let's say you're selling an e-commerce coaching program and you're asking about their current financial situation so you can help them better. And they're like a little bit resistance in terms of telling you how much money they have available. All you got to do to clarify to them why you are asking this question is simply just let them know, hey, we get a lot of different types of people that book in this call with us because they're interested in this mentorship to learn how to build their own brand. Sometimes we have big entrepreneurs that have over $200,000 already in savings because of their previous businesses, and they want to launch their brand. But we also have beginners that just have like $4,000 available for themselves and want to start off their brand. And the strategy we have to each of those two individuals is different. The experienced business person, we have a little bit more budget to play with, so the strategy is totally more different and more aggressive. But someone that's just starting with 4K, we have a different strategy for them. So, depending on how much money you have available for yourself to invest right now, I am going to showcase to you which strategy we're going to use, and I'm going to showcase to you how it's actually all going to work when you get started with us. So you see, I'm future pacing them when you're going to get started with us, as in like they already got started. So there's also future pacing in there, and there is like the clarification part. And now it makes sense to them. Now they're like, okay, cool, makes total sense. Just like the doctor example, a doctor can get away with asking any weird questions that they can because they're asking it for the purpose of healing their patient, even though they're asking really weird questions. How does your poop look like? How does it smell like? If someone's having digestive issues, let's say I'm asking it to a stranger how their poop smells and looks like, it's weird. But if a doctor asks it to their patient, because of the context, it's totally fine to ask the question because the doctor is asking it to actually help the clients. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.